Hey Flash, back again with me.
And I think this is the first time I appear on this channel, and it's for our collab.
Oh yeah, for the habit. Anyway, before we start the video for our first collaboration, let me introduce Skiplah, a YouTuber that also do One Piece content such as One Piece Researchers. Feel free to check his channel if you're interested.
Well, let's start the video, shall we? Anyway, in this video, we are going to talk about how God Enel will be back with the help of a certain scientist that we both know it won't make any sense, basically because at the moment they have never met each other before.
That's why we are gonna explain how in this video, starting from logically possible to kinda stupid or crazy theory like my other usual video.
But before that, here is Enel's cover story after he was beaten by Luffy. So yeah, he just got to the moon this easily with some kind of a spaceship. Well, we don't know what it is yet, so let's just call it spaceship for now. And after he arrived on the moon, he was shocked after seeing someone inside a hole. Then he shocked it out of reflex. Pun intended.
Anyway, after being shocked, these things survived. Shortly after that, he or Lieutenant Feishi took Enel to the former battlefield, only to find his friends scattered on the ground. But it doesn't end yet. Actually, in One Piece world, pet pirates exist, and it looks like they anger Enel because they are destroying fairy art or what we call moon. Shortly after that, Enel beat them with ease.
And from the looks of it, it looks like the moon isn't that far away from Earth because we can see that these robots actually went to the moon with only balloons. And they are here on the moon for revenge to the person who made them, but sadly they just failed. So, long story short, Enel just went to the underground city to beat up some space pirates while his shock also recharged the whole robot army, thus making them Enel's subordinates.
We can also see from the padding right here that explain all three raids on Skype come from the moon, and then settle down to Earth way before of half of Jaya were knocked up by Knockup Trim. So for the current scientist I'm talking about is actually Caesar Clown. Why I could Caesar Clown as the one that's gonna make comeback with Enel because of this cover story. If you guys saw my chapter 1000 review, you probably will remember that the cover story. Next, Skiplah will explain the first point about how the cover story is a clue how Caesar will meet Enel.
Well, yeah, first off, other than Caesar and the penguins, what catches our attention the most are the balloons, well, shortly after we see Enel's cover story. Which reminds us of this panel, so yeah, we believe Caesar is one of the key for Enel's comeback. What makes our basis for why he will repair it is because he is a scientist and most of them tend to be interested in technology, such as this robot or Lieutenant Spacey. And if you guys remember back on Punk Hazard, he went to capture Frankie because of his laser. So yeah, we also speculate that Caesar is also somehow related to Professor Moonwatcher, also known as Tsukimi. But yeah, that's all for the logical theory. So next, Repentant Devil will speculate the rest.
I'll point out some of their similarity. Both of them actually have something in common. Both are the second Logia user that rule on their respective places and were defeated by Luffy before and after time skip. And since it's been a long time since we met Caesar, he could probably meet Enel by accident somewhere in the new world. Even if you don't like Caesar, he's needed for the plot. And I found out after researching on the internet, there's a pirate named Black Caesar that were actually a part of Blackbird Pirate. And knowing what kind of person Caesar is, we can see him betray Enel in the future and join Blackbird Pirate, especially if his life is threatened. He'll gladly join Blackbird. Lastly, the cover story is canon, so we can expect Enel comeback real soon, cause it looks like one arc starting to enter its